Hello everyone. Today we are starting with the medieval history of Haryana. We'll study how the Muslim invasion started in India and Haryana as well, and then moving forward, we entered into the Delhi Sultanate and Mughal Empire. In the last lecture, we studied how Harshvardhan took over the Haryana and the northern part of India from the Gupta rulers, and then Haryana went into the hands of Gurjar Pratiharas. First, we'll discuss about the Tomar dynasty. After the decline of Pratihara rule, Tomar dynasty was established by the 10th century. Anangpal, the Tomar ruler, built Delhi city in the 11th century and made Haryana his capital. During the 11th century, they had to face the invasion of Mahmud of Ghazni and his descendants. Mahmud of Ghazni invaded Thanesar, Haryana in 1009 CE and 1014 CE. According to Al-Biruni, the temples of Thanesar had many sculptures of bronze deities which had wheels holding in their hands. These sculptures were known as Chakraswami. During the invasion of Mahmud of Ghazni, these temples and sculptures were destroyed. During that time, the Thanesar was under the control of Tomar ruler Jaipal. Al-Biruni mentioned in his book Kitabul Hind that Thanesar was an important center for Hindus. In 1037 CE, Masood, the son of Mahmud of Ghazni, also invaded Hansi and defeated the Tomar ruler Kumarpala Dev. Thus, he captured the whole Haryana along with the Thanesar Kurukshetra region. So, from Tomar dynasty, Mahmud of Ghazni invaded there, and then after that, Masood, his son, invaded Hansi and took over Haryana and this Thanesar Kurukshetra region from the Tomar dynasty, Tomar rulers. In 1043 CE, Madud, the son of Masood of Ghazni, invaded Haryana, but Kumarpala Dev, the Tomar ruler, who was earlier defeated by Masood, now his son invaded this region, but Kumarpala defeated him with the help of other rulers. In 1043 CE, a consolidated union of Kumarpala Dev, Chauhan, Parmars, Kalachuris invaded the Ghaznavid Empire and defeated its army. So, with the empire which was taken over by the Ghazni ruler from the Tomar dynasty, later on at the time of Kumarpala Dev, he defeated the Ghazni Empire and then took over with the help of Chauhans and other rulers of that time. Chauhans, Parmars, Kalachuris. Next is the invasion of Muhammad Ghori. During the 12th century, Chauhan or Chahamanas defeated the Tomar rulers and established their rule over Delhi and Haryana. These rulers fought many wars with their neighboring states and also faced Muslim invasions like Ghurids. Prithviraj Chauhan established forts at Tarauri, which is in Karnal district, and Hansi in Hisar district in the 12th century. Next is the first battle of Tarayan. We have studied that Muhammad of Ghori, the Ghurid king, invaded India in 1191 CE, who from Ghazni came to Tabarhind. Tabarhind is today's Bathinda in Punjab via Lahore. Then a consolidated army of Prithviraj III, also known as Prithviraj Chauhan, the Hansi ruler, Govind Rai, and many Rajwada rulers and princes of northern India fought a battle at Tarauri. Tarauri is the name for Tarayan only. So in this battle, Muhammad of Ghor was defeated by Prithviraj III. In the first battle of Tarayan, Prithviraj III defeated Muhammad Ghori. Again the next year, first battle was fought in 1191. Second battle in 1192 CE, Prithviraj III and Muhammad Ghori again fought at Tarauri, that is Tarayan. In this battle, Prithviraj III was defeated and subsequently killed. Govind Rai also took part in this battle. After this battle, Qutbuddin Aibak ruled over the region as a representative of Muhammad of Ghori till 1206. And Agroha became a part of the Muslim rule. Agroha is in Hisar district. After the death of Muhammad in 1206, Aibak founded the slave dynasty at Delhi. So now is the beginning of the Delhi Sultanate in India and Haryana too. Qutbuddin Aibak became the first Muslim ruler of Delhi and Haryana. After the death of Qutbuddin Aibak in 1210 CE, Iltutmish became the ruler of this dynasty. Iltutmish was son-in-law of Qutbuddin Aibak. Iltutmish declared Delhi as his capital. He completed Qutub Minar, which was started by Qutbuddin Aibak. After his death in 1236 CE, Razia Sultana, daughter of Iltutmish, became the first woman to sit on the throne of Delhi. During her reign, many revolts happened in Lahore and Bathinda. She was killed in 1240 CE near Kaithal in Haryana, where her dome is present. After the death of Sultan Nasiruddin, Balban became the Sultan of Delhi. The Sultan Nasiruddin, which we are talking here, is grandson of Iltutmish. He became Balban, who was father-in-law of Sultan Nasiruddin, became the Sultan of Delhi after his death in 1266 CE. He tried hard to destroy the power of Mewati. Mewati was an ethnic group which was present in the Mewat region of Haryana, southern Haryana. So Balban tried to destroy the power of Mewatis, who were very powerful. He constructed the Gopalgiri fort on the border of Delhi, Gurugram. So we are confined to the Haryana region when we are talking of the Delhi Sultanate here. We know we have read about slave dynasty and other dynasties of Delhi Sultanate in detail in the history of India when we study about the history of India. So we'll discuss, we are only confined to the region of Haryana here. All right. Next is the Khilji dynasty. It was the second Muslim dynasty to rule the Delhi Sultanate. After the death of Balban, this dynasty was established by Jalaluddin Firoz Khilji, the first ruler of Khilji dynasty in 1290 CE. After the death of Jalaluddin Khilji, Alauddin Khilji became the Sultan of Delhi in 1296 CE. Next is the Tughlaq dynasty. After Khilji dynasty, this dynasty was formed by Ghazi Malik in 1320 AD, who assumed the title of Ghiat al-Din Tughlaq. After his death, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, his son, ascended the throne. Due to the unsatisfactory policies of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, the farmers of many places of Haryana like Guram, Kaithal, Sunam and Samana stopped giving revenue to him. The Sunam Samana region today falls in Punjab. So earlier we know that Punjab Haryana region was one. So we consider that these places, the farmers of these places, revolted against the unsatisfactory policies of the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. First revolt of Kaithal, which was in 1343 AD, was a peasant revolt which happened during his period due to his policies. Firoz Shah Tughlaq was the third ruler of Tughlaq dynasty of this from 1351 to 1388. He founded several cities around Delhi, including Jaipur, Firozpur, Hisar, Firozabad, Fatehabad. He built a fort at Hisar in 1354 and also constructed canals, which were known as Rajwahas in the Indo-Persian language. A revolt took place during his reign in Gohana. In 1398 AD, an unprecedented invasion took place by Timur Lang in Delhi. After devastating Batner near Hanumangarh in Rajasthan region, he moved to Haryana region, that is to Sirsa, Fatehabad, Tohana, Punak, Kaithal, Asand and Panipat via Ghaggar river. Next is the Lodi dynasty. This is the last dynasty of Delhi Sultanate, which ruled from 1451 to 1526 AD. Haryana also became part of this dynasty in 1451 AD. After the death of Behlol Khan Lodi, who was the first ruler of this dynasty, Sikandar Khan Lodi, his son, became the Sultan of Delhi and assumed the title of Sikandar Shah. He founded Agra in 1504 AD. He also shifted his capital from Delhi to Agra. Due to his fanaticism, many revolts took place in Kalayat and Jind areas. Ibrahim Khan Lodi was the last Lodi Sultan. He was defeated by Babur in the first battle of Panipat in 1526 AD. This battle becomes important from the point of view of Haryana exam HCS because Panipat falls in Haryana. So we need to know the reasons behind why this battle was fought in this particular region and what were the consequences and results of this region, of this battle. So this battle marked the end of the Lodi dynasty. Babur won this battle over Ibrahim Khan Lodi, and the establishment of Mughal dynasty was done. So we'll start with the Mughal dynasty in the next lecture. So this is for the first half of the medieval history of Haryana. We'll catch up the next half in the next lecture. Thank you.